Behind the Counter is brought to you by Audible.com, the internet's leading provider of audiobooks with more than 100,000 downloadable titles across all types of literature. For a free audiobook of your choosing, go to audiblepodcast.com/Andrew. And by Stitcher Radio. Listen on the go via the Stitcher mobile app. For more information, go to stitcher.com/GFQ. Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Behind the Counter. I'm your host, Rich Stambolian, and with me as always is a man who definitely knows what to do with those tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Wait for it, Jonathan Adler. Booyah! Welcome to Behind the Counter, the show that deals with everything wrong with comic. The show that talks about comic books, pop culture. We're probably going to talk a lot about Game of Thrones today, and we're probably going to make some more motorcycle noises into the microphone. John, take it away, John.
Welcome to Motorcycle Weekly.
So,
Andrew looks so nervous when I do that in the mic. Like I'm gonna blow the mic out so bad.
just because he's gonna get all the feedback.
Yeah.
So what's up, man?
Not a whole lot, man.
Very
tired.
Are you?
Car got towed yesterday.
What? Where is it?
I got it now. But I did spend about like 3 hours, not 3 hours, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, basically walking up multiple blocks, thinking my car was stolen.
Where did it get towed to?
Masmouth.
And why did it get towed?
I parked in the place I was supposed to be parking, which I did not realize.
Okay.
There was a big old box truck blocking a sign.
Okay.
And this sign was actually in a tree, and like the lip of it comes out, and I would see it if the truck wasn't there. But I was running late. It's definitely my fault. Like I'm not putting blame on anyone, but it was just like it's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Sorry to hear that.
A lot of weird people at the impound lot, though.
I'm sure.
Very, very interesting. Like taxi cab drivers. Some like really like weird looking like gremlin Asian woman wearing like camouflage hammer pants and like a see-through bra.
Was it green camo or was it like
no? It was like
digital camo.
It was like a bright orange. It's like the like your paramilitary dude in like in like an arcade game.
Like that. So are you?
Am I primed? Yes, I'm primed.
Is the information public that you're now a master thespian?
Oh, you can put it out there. I'm an actor looking for work.
Listen. I want you to be. I want you to get work as an actor now.
I did really good. So I'm taking an acting class now for college degree.
Not of your own volition.
Yeah, no, I'm not going like I'm gonna hopes and dreams are finally opening up. No, this is pure acting for a grade. A+.
And
I did really well. I'm doing really well on it. And I had to tell 2 stories. One was true, one was false, and see if we can fool the audience. Killed it.
What story did you tell?
I told a story about how I killed the guy.
Okay,
which is true. I told you about the next door neighbor. The guy's having a heart attack. I was 14 years old. I picked him up out of a chair, dropped him. I banged his head against the coffee table. He's pronounced dead.
It wasn't your fault.
Is this a true story?
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I told this other story because I was having a tough time coming up with a fake one. I was going to write one down, but I was like, I really want to work with something that would really affect the people. And so I told an incredible story that really gripped them that has been told to me by my father that still gives me the shivers.
Okay.
Tell it?
Yeah, give us the synopsis.
So, all right. So I told it from my perspective.
Doing character.
I was a person. I'm not doing a character. I'm actually going to tell you the truth of it. So my father used to cut hair. And there was this one guy that was a customer of his. And he lived with his brother. His brother was really into the occult, like super, super into the occult. So they were living together somewhere in the city, and he knew his brother was getting really heavy into it. He was getting more withdrawn and weird. And then they lived in a small apartment. So his brother, the occult brother, used to keep all of his crap in like a certain drawer. They had a little tiny door. The dog was freaking out one day, barking at the drawer. And then all of a sudden, the drawer just juts out, knocks the dog in the mouth. All right? So that's one instance of something happening. This is all true. Another night, he said he has to chant, that he has to like start practicing. It's like witchcraft. So they have one of those like little backyards where all the backyards are connected. There's one tree back there. So the brother's out there being kind of loud, chanting. So the normal brother walks out, and he hears him chanting. And as he's chanting and getting a little bit louder, he smells like animals like surrounding him, and animal sounds are getting closer and closer to him. And then he starts saying it backwards, the chant, and that smell starts dissipating, and the animal noises are going slower and slower back away. The last time, that was really the breaking point where he needed to move out with his brother. He was the final bits of his testing for like whatever witchcraft crap he was in at that time. So
was he going to like seminars? Like how
he was like part of it. I forgot the name of the actual like religion he was following. It's a lot of like astral body stuff and like a lot of praying.
Was it like transcendental meditation?
That's
Like that?
part of it.
No, not TM.
No, that's part of it. He actually was like, he did see his like spirit at the window one time. So at the
I know a lot about TM.
I know you do. Too much.
Too much.
So down the you know those hallway, those like little apartments where everything is going, like the apartment is like built around the hallway itself, where you can look right there, you can go out your door and look out to the front door. So one day he hits it's like way late in the night, and he hears a noise at the very end. He looks down the hallway and he sees this gigantic black mass. It's humanoid. It looks like a human, but it looks tremendous. It's so big that it has to duck under each of the alcoves. So it's getting closer and closer to him. He's freaking out. The normal brother's completely freaking out, and he's just frozen, just watching this thing get closer and closer to him. It's scraping against the walls. It's that big. So then it gets to the room, and the occult brother is laying on his stomach. He's fast asleep. The normal brother like starts edging away from it. It's walking past him, and with one hand he takes the sleeping brother and flips him over on his back and kisses him 3 times in the forehead. The other brother kind of gets his wits of him, and he grabs like a baseball bat in the corner and goes to hit him, and the whatever it was turns around, points 2 fingers at him, and the next thing he knows, it's the morning.
Yeah,
and that's it.
It's pretty nuts.
Huh?
So
they believe that.
They did.
So they were like, wow, John.
They
like,
were gripped.
How did you get out of this mess? Do you have to tell them at the end, or do they have to guess?
They have to guess.
So everybody guessed that was the real story?
They thought that was the real story. Yeah.
Wow.
But it wasn't really real.
Were they like, what?
They were shocked. They were a lot of women in my class.
Oh, yes.
So handsome.
Good.
Why?
There's a lot of older moms.
Did you come up with that like on the spot?
My father. That's actual. Like my father actually heard that story and he told it to me. That was a story from a first-hand account from that actual brother.
Oh, so it is a true story.
But it just didn't happen to me.
Oh, it didn't happen to you.
So it's not a true story. It's not true in the life of Jonathan Adler.
Yeah. But no, in the world, yes. Big black masses do invade your home.
What do you think the mass was?
Who knows, man? You believe in ghosts?
No.
Okay.
All right. That was a definitive no.
Yeah.
Actually, do you want to hear a ghost story?
He believes in gray
I have a
aliens,
ghost story. I'm gonna tell you something. It
Let's
freaked
go.
me out this
You
weekend.
gonna tell us?
Yeah, I got a ghost story. I do believe in aliens. You know about
Of course
that.
you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all do.
So years ago, I was coming home from karate. So this is like
Karate.
1990,
Karate, bro.
1995.
Yeah.
My mother's bringing me home, and we're driving. There was a guy. It was St. Patrick's Day with a kilt on, had a bagpipe, mustache, had a hat, and he looked at me and he smiled.
Mm-hmm.
My mother goes, "You know what? We should have let him cross the street." I look back. The guy's gone. Gone. Like, it was like weird that he was gone. It was like 7 o'clock. He was like right by the lamp too in the street. So like it was like all bright in front of him, and he's gone. I go to my neighbor's house for a barbecue last weekend. I go, you know, like they were talking about ghosts. I'm like, you want to hear something really weird? I'm like, this happened to me, and like I always felt like this was the weirdest thing because a guy disappeared. He's like, what happened? I'm like, well, I'm sitting at the corner right here. So they live right across the street over the gray house. It's St. Patrick's Day, around 7, 8 o'clock. And my mother's driving me home. It's nighttime. And I'll never forget it. There was this guy in a kilt, bagpipe, had a hat, big white mustache, older guy. And he looked at me and he smiled. Like, he just gave me a little smile. And I looked back, he was gone. The woman starts crying hysterically, like shaking. I go, oh, did you know him? He goes, that's my father. 1995, he died on St. Patrick's Day on the train coming home.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
That is pretty nuts.
And she showed me the picture. She goes, was this him? It's him.
Oh, dude.
So you saw a ghost?
I saw a ghost. Or I saw someone looked identical to him standing on the corner across from his house.
Maybe it's like an Arrested Development moment where it's just like some weirdo other story going on with him dressed up as a kilt.
Yeah, I mean, and I thought, I was like, you know what? Did anybody come? Like his friends maybe came to like come to the house after. He goes, no, nobody came.
That's
the fire
crazy,
department
bro.
picked us up and we left.
Did he have a twin brother?
No.
I don't know. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
I don't really have any ghost stories.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll think of one.
But I do
It's
love
the witching
talking
hour.
about comic books.
Mm-hmm.
And Game of Thrones, too. So, Red Wedding.
Red Wedding. Did you hear about this, Andrew? How could you not?
Yeah, everybody got slaughtered.
Yeah.
People were shocked.
Yeah.
Gasping women everywhere.
The reaction videos
Pretty awesome.
are pretty good. But
Did you
like,
see the one where the girl obviously read the book and
Yeah.
she's not reacting at all? Like she's no-selling the
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
thing and everybody
Just-
around her is
it's pretty great.
hysterical.
Yeah. The like some of the reactions are incredible because like, and I'm always like, why? Like really? Like you're like, you know something's gonna happen. You knew it was gonna happen. I also called her dying, Rob's wife,
Yeah.
immediately, just
That was-
saying,
yeah.
you know, like this is, you know, like
You knew
she's
something was
get killed.
coming
Yeah.
at the end of the episode.
Like she's definitely gonna get killed, but I didn't see Rob or Caitlin getting killed, and that was pretty.
And the wolf.
I think it was I think they went they overplayed their hand with the long pause on Caitlin
Oh, I
Stark.
loved it.
So how did
You
they
know?
die?
It stabbed it. Everyone was stabbed to hell.
Just stabbed to death.
Like the first one gets Puerto Rican Shiv, the wife.
Yeah.
The pregnant woman, she gets just stabbed up in,
In
the
the
stomach
stomach.
immediately.
So the baby's dead too.
Yeah.
Everything's dead.
Everything.
No one really walks away from this thing.
Okay.
None of-
Was this the season finale?
Except for what's his name?
Blackfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the only one.
He went to go take a piss.
He had to pee.
Yeah, he's not in the book in that scene. That's why I was really nervous when it was happening because I didn't want this guy to die.
Okay. All right. Does he show up later in the book?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He's a pretty he's a good character that
Yeah.
has a good moment later on.
It's interesting how, you know, like it's such a great show,
Mhm.
but you want so much more. You want more than 10 episodes.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
It deserves more than that. Too.
Yeah.
It's the budget.
It's the budget, but it's still extremely well made.
They're
I
gonna
mean,
get
like,
more of a budget after this.
I'm still surprised at people who are into sci-fi and fantasy that have not watched the show at all.
Crazy.
You know, I've heard good things. but-
I think this was one of the greatest moments in television. Like this was such a
Yeah.
shocking, powerful thing. I don't think anyone who watched it wasn't affected. Like I read the books and I was messed up by it.
yeah,
My
yeah,
girlfriend needs therapy because of this.
because of the episode.
Yeah, because it's messed up,
Yeah.
man. You're kind of like lulled into like, you know, like Arya's there with like, you know, she's about to get you reunited with her family. You know, it looks like, you know, something's going to happen, but you
Yeah.
think at least there's going to be some type of nothing.
But that's not the way Ricardo works.
No,
Yeah.
well, I think that's the first instance in the books where, I mean, the Ned thing is really huge, but it's so soon after that. You kind of think he's going to get some level of the revenge.
Right.
Because Rob's a badass in the book.
Yeah.
And it comes in 2/3 way of the third book. So
Yeah.
it's like it's not even like the end of the third book.
It's like there.
It's
Yeah.
right. It's like plopped in the middle, and they kind of arguably, especially this season, they have the most uninteresting story compared to like the Jamie stuff,
Right. Yeah.
and the Daenerys stuff. So you're like, all right, just kind of going through the motions along. It's kind of cool,
Yeah.
and then this happens, and
Yeah.
it's a game changer.
And next episode, you're gonna probably get like mostly Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they got to finish off the Daenerys stuff. They got to finish off the Theon stuff.
Mhm.
They got to reveal who the dude is.
What? His torturer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of cool stuff is going to show up on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, the next season is going to be insane too.
Right. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for that, man.
It's
Can't wait for both of them.
good stuff.
Pretty good show.
Pretty good show.
I'm one episode behind on Mad Men, which is also
It's a weird episode.
My 1-2 punch of Sunday night is usually Game of Thrones and Mad Men.
Yeah.
Which is it's so the opposite of
Each
whatever
other
it is.
completely.
Yeah, unless it was like Game of Thrones, Mad Men, and then like a new Star Trek or something.
Well, Mad Men it's kind of like a palate cleanse for me, especially after that episode.
Yeah.
You just like need like for whatever reason my DVR didn't tape the first 15 minutes of Mad Men, and I was like, we can watch it later if you want to like do something else. Told my girlfriend,
Right.
and she was like, no, I need to like think about something else. I need to like really stop with this.
Yeah.
But it was a good episode. Man was good.
I'm watching the last season.
Oh, Mad Men.
Yeah.
It's good.
It gets
like it?
good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I always liked it.
There's the big theory now. You hear about the theory about his wife? How she's gonna get murdered?
Yeah, because the Son of Sam
Blonde?
thing.
Are you talking about the blonde?
Yeah.
No. His new wife.
his
Oh,
new
the
wife.
brunette.
Yeah. You know,
Because of the Son of Sam thing.
the Sharon Tate thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who she's supposed to be.
She's supposed
Right.
to be Sharon. They're saying that she may be Sharon Tate because
Right.
she's wearing costumes that are exactly at like Sharon Tate.
Right.
And this whole season has been about like encroaching on like the safety of the home and all that stuff. Crazy stuff.
Like the crazy set of
What
living. At this
year
point.
are they right now?
1970.
Not yet. It's RFK just got killed.
So it can't be. No, they can't do Summer of Sam.
No, it's not. It's not Summer of Sam. It's the Sharon Tate murder. Sharon Tate wasn't Son of Sam.
I thought it was
She didn't
Son of
die.
Sam.
She didn't die in
No.
New York.
I thought you said Son of Sam. Somebody said Son of
He
Sam.
did.
I did.
Sharon
You
Tate
did.
died.
I just keep repeating it
Sharon
every
Tate
day
was
when I
what they
wake
call
up.
69.
was Charles Manson, right?
We'll look it up for you.
Internet people. How
Yeah. Because she was married to Roman Polanski.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
1969. All right, so
yeah.
they're in like 69.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So how are they going to kill her?
I don't know. I mean, one dude got stabbed up already in his home by Peggy. It's pretty good stuff.
Where are they
Yeah.
living?
Who? Them?
Yeah.
Don and Megan. Where's their apartment? They're in the Upper West Side, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Or they're probably. I think they're Midtown actually. They're in a good area.
They're in a good area, but
Except black women breaking into the middle of the night trying to steal your children.
right,
He's crazy.
that was pretty nuts.
I'm only up to the ex-wife having a thyroid problem.
That's pretty great.
Weird.
That's
Fat
what I
Betty.
Fat Betty's amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh, Fat Betty. I dig. I like that. The last episode we saw was when with the camp and how like Don shows up and Bones is
That's pretty cool.
Bones Skinny Betty.
Yeah.
Again, that was a great episode.
That was a stabbing episode too, right?
Yeah, and that's
So good.
it is such a palate cleanser between you're going from like really meaty, heavy, and I want more than an hour of Game of Thrones to like let's see what Don Draper's up to.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what Don Draper's adulterous Wang is up to in this episode.
It's just a shame you gotta wait a year, but at least we're getting Breaking Bad in August.
That's true.
Can't wait.
Which we will also be talking about on the show.
Oh yeah.
That's the pop culture part.
We TV that sucker.
We got we also have Superman coming out next week.
2 weeks.
The 14th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week?
Next week, bro.
Today's the 6th, dude.
Huh?
Oh wow, next Friday.
Yeah, next
wow.
Friday. You know, 7 days in a week.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. Math was never my strong point.
I'm really excited about the movie.
You seen the trailer?
And I think I may. I'm not sure.
Brand new. Came out today.
No, I didn't see it. I'm
Yeah,
really excited
good.
about the movie. Plus, all the hype behind it is kind of like what
I don't think there's any hype about
what
it.
you want. Well, from like the actors and like talk show people are talking about this movie like it's gonna be a great movie, which was like Superman Returns didn't have any real hype going into it.
I really don't hear anything.
Yeah.
I think the most I'm hearing about Man of Steel stuff is when they release a new trailer and when you post something on Facebook about it on our page.
It's gonna be good.
I think it's gonna be good.
I don't like it.
You didn't see
I don't
anything.
care for Superman.
Neither do
Never
I.
liked any of them.
any of them.
That's a
No.
Oh, like any of the
Yeah.
Superman. I thought you meant
Lie.
like any of the
I
Superman.
never liked Superman.
Well, neither do I. But I'm gonna still see that movie. I think it's gonna be awesome.
It is gonna be awesome. What did you read this week that we could talk about?
Oh, we have a little bit of news.
Yeah.
We have a little tiny bit of
Go.
news. Excuse me, turn on my news buttons. Rest in peace, Dwayne McDuffie. But did you read that Michael Dorn thing about him?
I kind of glanced over it.
Halle Berry harassed the crap out of
Michael Dorn.
I know of Dwayne McDuffie, thinking he's Michael Dorn. He's like, stop lying to me. I have such a crush on you. Why are you gonna be a dick?
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I'm not Michael Dorn. I am so not Michael Dorn.
not Michael Dorn.
What else? Josh Whedon says he won't make Iron Man Avengers 2 without Robert Downey Jr.
Cool.
That's good for him.
They're gonna replace Josh Whedon with somebody else.
You're fired.
Really? All right, you're fired. We got Bradley Cooper playing Tony Stark.
Benicio del Toro has been signed on to multiple Marvel movies.
Really?
Yes.
That's your Doctor Strange right there.
No. He's gonna premiere in Guardians.
Okay.
My money is on a lot of people saying Thanos, that he's gonna play Thanos.
Okay.
I'm banking on Adam Warlock because he'd be an awesome Adam Warlock.
I don't know, man.
Premiered as Magus first. Like introduced him Magus first, and then you have him as Adam Warlock.
I don't know.
Because they say he's really important to the thing. That's why the Thanos may be a little more believable.
Okay. You know who I'd
The
put?
hair for Adam Warlock.
Yeah. Thanos. Agent Smith.
Ron Perlman.
Yes. You know what? Yeah. Absolutely. Smoking a big space cigar.
Vinnie Jones.
Where are
Karen Gillan also got signed on too.
Karen Gillan.
Doctor Who's last.
Okay. Yeah.
The redhead.
Yeah.
Playing Malevolence.
So, like, who else could Benicio del Toro possibly
Captain
play?
Marvel. Star Fox.
No.
You'd love that.
No. I would be upset about that.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not a big Benicio del Toro
I
fan?
like Benicio del Toro, but
He's
like
incredible.
you got to put his face in specific situations. Yeah. He's gonna be the Edward James Olmos of the future.
I really want him to be Animal. He's my. I want a really weird Latino, like on like Quaaludes. I don't want. I want like Benicio del Toro from like Fear and Loathing.
I was just gonna say, do you
like
want
big fat Benicio? She's my woman, man.
Do you want Benicio del Toro as Adam Warlock and Johnny Depp as Thanos?
No, get out of here. Johnny Depp don't work anywhere near my films anymore.
Johnny Depp, no Marvel characters.
Ugh, hell no.
No?
He's awful now, man.
Ghost Rider.
Ugh, fine. I'll give you that one. He sucks.
Yeah.
That weird American Indian looking, playing the same role in every movie.
Not excited for Lone Ranger, I take it.
No.
Really?
No.
I
would be surprised if it's awesome.
I have a feeling it could go either way. It looks exactly like John Carter did a couple of years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Where like, well, this could be pretty incredible, but
they're showing you all the cool scenes in the trailer.
I don't know, man. I like Armie Hammer though.
No, I think he's great too.
Yeah.
I think he would have been great in the Marvel franchise. I think he's built for that type of stuff.
Armie Hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's
Agreed.
he's got that look for him and
He
everything.
would have been a good Star-Lord too.
That's what I was thinking too. He would have been. I think he would have been a good Cap. I think he would have been a lot of good. like those kind of white guy roles that could be the hero.
Like every Marvel character.
Yeah.
Havoc.
Luke Cage. I think it would have been great. But yeah. I don't think that movie's going to be good at all. I don't think the bird on the head Johnny Depp is going to really do well. No one cares about that movie.
Yeah.
That movie's been in development hell for about 10 years and was on the shelf after it was made for about 2.
You never know, man. You never know. Like again, like that movie could be fantastic, and we could go see it, and it'll be like rocking. I'm like, I hope Superman's rocking. I put all my my movie hope into that.
Do you think that's gonna be the best movie this summer?
Superman?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm really because like we've been burned.
He kind of does in the new trailer. He kind of does like something that you want.
What?
He does like one of the old school like he revs. He doesn't wink. He revs back and he does the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the camera's on his face, locked in.
That's cool. Yeah, I still have a problem with that poster. You know why? Not enough S in that poster.
Not enough Superman in that poster. It's more water and like sky.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Or Metropolis. Mantropolis.
Same thing.
He actually goes to Mantropolis.
Mantropolis. Got your greased up, muscle bound dude.
No.
Muscles, brother.
And what other comic book movies we getting this year? None, right? I think this is
Thor.
for this year. Oh yeah, Thor.
coming.
Thor's coming out, but that's a fall
Yeah.
movie, I think. Yeah.
I think it's the summertime, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a late summer because
Okay.
they just put out the preview book this week.
Right. Yeah.
Big major death in Avengers Arena this week.
Who was it?
Nico from the Runaways.
Okay.
Pretty big.
That's not gonna.
Tumblr fans are losing their minds.
Of course they are. Does nothing for me.
It's a good book, man.
I don't know. It's a great book, but like,
I love Nico.
I'm a few behind, but that does
Big stuff, dude.
they're cleaning house, man. They're cleaning house right now.
Clean all the teenagers out of the house.
How did you enjoy Age of Ultron number 9 this week?
I enjoyed that book.
Excellent. Let's move on.
Excellent. I have no idea. I'm starting to see where they're going to be going in the last issue because it feels like there should be like another 4 issues left.
Yeah.
But okay, so the story goes that Wolverine killed Hank Pym, created an even worse universe. Look at that, Wolverine just stabbing Wolverine. One more thing from a cover. 2 Wolverines in one cover and blood.
Yep.
Look at that. So Wolverine creates.
Not the first time it's happened.
No, not at all.
Mechanical Wolverine.
Yes, Albert.
He was the worst.
Albert's amazing. What are you talking about?
Hated him.
Albert and what's his name? What's that chick's name?
LCD.
LCD. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great characters, man. So anyway, Wolverine creates an even worse future by killing Hank Pym.
Right.
Basically, that world goes to hell. Morgan Le Fay and Iron Man destroys everything, and then we go to Wolverine transporting with Sue Storm back to the moment where he kills Hank Pym and has one of our great existential Wolverine moments,
where the only costume they had was, like
the original.
The original I'm gonna hunt the Hulk costume.
And he looks so awkward in it.
Yeah. Oh, this is all they had left. So why'd you put the mask on?
Yeah,
Why'd you just rip the mask
I
off?
gotta take the book out, put this mask on.
I gotta
and it was all because he had a bare leg.
Yeah.
The rest of the costume was completely fine, but his bare leg, because his leg got burned off.
Yeah.
I like showing leg, bro.
I ain't showing these games. I thought it was great. It's such a weird, such a weird book.
And he drops like a weird name to him. He's like, because the Wolverine that's about to kill Hank Pym is like, I don't want to know who you are, bub. And he's like, Charlene Buchan, 1928. And it's like, how'd you know that, bro?
I'm the only one who knew about that girl.
So
that I murdered.
And it's great because they had this weird like conversation with Hank Pym with like, he's like, make sure you don't invent that robot. He's like, so I make this robot better, right?
Yeah.
It's such a thing.
Jeez, yeah, and like both Wolverines are like, maybe we should just kill this guy.
Yeah, like Sue Storm is completely shell shocked from the experience she's been through. Like she's seen multiple worlds die. She's saw everyone she loves die. Twice over. And then this guy asshole is just like, did we fight Ultron multiple times? Like, yes. He's like, I'll make a button that turns him off.
So you're saying I gotta make a button that turns this guy's robot brain off, and then I gotta forget about making that button.
Yeah.
But everything else has to play out perfectly until that moment.
And I gotta make myself forget about that button.
You gotta forget about that button. And they're, bub, you gotta forget about that button.
And before this happens, the torso of Iron Man's telling Wolverine that he's screwing up time. Like, you cannot travel back in time and do everything you're
breaking the universe.
You're breaking the universe. What if we open up like portals and rifts to other universes? There's more than just us out there, which is probably going to be the lead into the Angela stuff at the end.
Yeah.
Or like this otherworldly Galactus coming to us.
It's going to be Cagliostro from Spawn.
It's gonna be amazing. But then there's no real resolution to the conversation they have with Hank Pym, right?
No, not at all.
Not at all. They just basically leave it alone. But the best part is the cave scene.
Yeah.
Where they're about to go into, like, they're about to go transport back to the time, and Sue Storm is getting on the ship or whatever, and the two Wolverines like hold on, bub, we gotta take care of something, and they're both talking to each other like, it's like, which one's gonna be? And like the younger Wolverine, the older Wolverine's like, it has to be me.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen too much, and so one Wolverine has to kill the other Wolverine's like, I'm gonna be haunted by this the day I die.
Yeah, it's such a weird ending because like, how does he kill himself?
See, I didn't even see. I on face value, I completely accept. He's like, all right, killed him. Yeah. And I was telling Bob, he's like, well, how'd he kill him? Like, how's it possible? So like, in some way, I rationalize that Wolverine the Wolverine come to pieces and then ate him. Like, bit by bit.
Consumed him.
And he became a stronger Wolverine. And then we're talking about like, adamantium can't cut adamantium. So then we both came up with the idea that he stuck the blades inside like the eye sockets, just
mushed it around,
mushed the brain out, and then pulled the brain out and then ate the brain.
Okay, all right, that makes more sense than just him like stabbing him in the gut. That's
maybe Dracula him and like cut him to pieces and like spread him around.
That might be it too, but
land.
But you can't. It's the adamantium thing.
I know.
Could his adamantium cut his own adamantium?
No.
Yeah,
impossible.
So he definitely had to put something. He had to impale this guy on a rock. Or like a piece of wood.
He made love to him, and that defeated him. Love conquers all, bro.
I'm just gonna wait here. He would have had to impale him somehow, where his brain could never be fully repaired.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like shove his own claw into his eye or something. His brain just heals around it forever. Yeah. You know.
And then they leave that, and then it's just like it is really haunted, like old school Wolverine.
I want old costume Wolverine to show up and be like, you should have done a better job. It's such a weird book, man. Like the whole, and also like you said, the whole the thing with Tony Stark. As a fan, you don't really realize like, okay, time travel messes everything up, but he put it in such a bigger sense of like, you're really screwing with it's not just us that live in the universe. It's not just Earth. Like when you go back in time, you mess up everything.
Yep.
Like everything that ever exists will get messed up because of you, Wolverine. Like, why would you do this?
Yeah. Who cares, bub?
I'm still gonna do what I do, bro.
And then they have the really awesome ending where it's just like they leave this time, they're going back to the Age of Ultron, and then you see like Hank Pym in a field position in his lab, and like that, and you see old school weird Ultron that's already there.
The coffee maker.
Yeah. Make more coffee, boss.
Did you? Oh, I gotta put that button in there.
I forgot to put the button in there.
So
so why wouldn't he tell him that he already invented the friggin' robot?
Right. Like
what an asshole. He does deserve to die.
Yeah. He totally invented the robot, and like just one issue left.
I know.
How are you gonna wrap it up?
I have no idea where this has honestly been one of the most unusual crossover events I've seen in a long time.
Because it's got to go back to status quo.
Yeah, this was not a 3-actor or anything like that. It was really became a weird Wolverine story.
This seems like it's just halfway done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it felt like it needed like another 4 issues to wrap this up.
And it does seem like a really like Wolverine story where like he kind of just acts kind of shitty.
Yeah,
and people have to make up for the fact that he screwed up.
Yeah, and especially in this issue, it was like I'm almost forgotten there's other characters in this story because it really has been the Wolverine show. But this could have very well been the ending as well, just with like ending on the fact that like Hank Pym still screw up.
Oh no!
Yeah. But it's a really, really weird book. I'm anxious to see where it is. I guess next week it comes out, right?
Yeah, next week or week after.
Yeah, I think it actually is next week.
Okay.
But I have no idea how they're going to end up beating Ultron because this whole thing was a waste of time.
Yeah.
So now they're going back to where it is, and I guess with the Nick Fury stuff,
right?
Him going to Savage Land because they never followed up on that stuff.
Yeah.
And supposedly Galactus is supposed to be a big part of this too.
It's not convoluted, but it just seems like you want
a weird way to go.
2 or 3 more issues at least,
yeah.
And unless like the next one's going to be like a big double or triple size $8 book,
it's going to be a big book.
You know, where you're kind of getting everything really because Bendis is the one to do it. Bendis could wrap it up in one book and then say like, if you want the fallout of this, like check this out, and like for more Wolverine time travel hijinks,
check it out.
He doesn't do really well with the time travel. This guy,
yeah.
And also that's not the thing about that is like this is set in such an ambiguous future. Mm-hmm. Where you don't know, you still don't know who's who, and how far into the future it is, because you're still getting. Apparently, it's Superior Spidey.
Sorta.
They don't explain how Cap Shield broke yet.
No, I don't think they are.
They don't explain how they got to this at all. And you have Wolverine with the Hood, which was a big part of that Fantastic Four story.
Yeah, and you also, I think that might be an homage to giving props to Mark Miller when he did it. But you might be right. It might have a larger meaning. Mm-hmm. They also didn't go into that a little bit when what did Spider-Man see when he was swinging through the city?
Right.
When the thing went off, there was like some Superman-looking dude, which we still, like in my heart of hearts, believe is Miracle Man.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's now.
Right. Okay. Sentry.
I don't want to. Well, he's coming back in the
as a horseman.
Yeah. I would rather not see Sentry.
Which kind of got left alone too.
What do you mean?
Because they only showed that one preview and then forgotten.
No, they've talked about it too.
Yeah,
they've talked about like they're all going to be the Horsemen of Death.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's Sentry,
Banshee, Dakin, and who's the other dude? Sentry.
I don't know.
Sentry.
It's not Ares. Because I want Ares.
No, that began Ares. Banshee. And someone else. It's gonna drive me nuts.
It's a good way to bring all those characters back.
Yeah,
especially like I don't know if we need Banshee back in.
I like it.
I like Banshee too, but I don't think we need him back in current Marvel canon.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like they're getting incorporated into regular
Sentry, I could see getting incorporated into regular Marvel Universe.
I would love to see Banshee get put back in, especially since Siren's dead now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, like the Banshee thing. I always thought was one of those like he's been dead for a very, very long time.
I can't believe how long he's been dead.
Yeah, and they haven't done anything with him.
Yeah.
Sentry, I can understand, but like it's an easy way to bring Sentry back and say like, listen, you were like basically Superman. Like
you want
snap
him back?
Out of it. I do.
Why?
But hear me out. You bring him back, and then he says, "Hey, I gotta leave for a little bit or whatever," because he just got back. He got better from being an apocalypse.
I don't want it because you can fulfill his role by Hyperion right now.
Agreed.
Because he's really cool right now.
Yeah, agreed. But wouldn't you want that team of Sentry, Hyperion, and Thor?
No, it is like
3 Supermen.
Yeah, it's so much. Like especially Avengers now has so much firepower behind them. Especially like the All-Star team, like the 15 people.
Yeah.
The thing with Sentry is always my problem with Sentry has always been is that you always know where his story's gonna go.
Right.
It's always gonna be the Void is gonna like overcome him somehow,
mm-hmm.
and he's basically God. Like he really like where Hyperion is kind of like an all-star Superman. Like he's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
He has like a slew of powers, but Sentry can like manifest crap
mm-hmm.
and really is an unstoppable force. And I think they really milked the crap out of it, dude. I liked all the stuff like the Dark Avengers, but I think that was a good enough for me. Plus, Paul Jenkins is very unhappy with Marvel right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea about this.
I posted it to Facebook. He did a tell-all about how that dude will never work for Marvel and DC right now because editorial is completely bullying the crap out of them.
Really?
And it happened the moment that the 52 stuff started mm-hmm. and when Marvel got bought by Disney.
Wow. Interesting. I got to read that.
It's a good read, bro.
Behind the Counter Facebook, right?
Facebook.com /behind the counter.
I think it's behind the counter GFQ.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Thank you, Rich.
Yeah.
The other guy was Executioner.
Yeah, right. Whatever. That's kind of cool.
Grim Reaper.
Okay, fine. That's cool. I still want Ares. Why isn't Ares back into the mix? I thought that incarnation of Ares was
the best,
phenomenal.
Dude.
Yeah,
he was the badass Lobo Thor.
Yeah,
I think
it's a little mix of Frank Castle in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that someone has their finger on him where they're saving him for something. Because he really he died way before his time.
Yeah.
He died at the height of his popularity.
Yeah.
I would love to see him back. He had such a cool look.
Yeah.
His helmet was awesome. Skull on his chest.
He had a great story too, where he was like,
he left. That miniseries was incredible.
Yeah, where he left Olympus to like raise his kid.
That was and that was like one of the happiest I was, because at that time when they did the Ares miniseries with Oming, that was a time where a lot of stuff was coming out in miniseries format with Marvel and both with DC, where it just got left out. Like they do a great story and then it just was not thrown into continuity.
Yeah.
I was absolutely happy when I saw they were incorporating him into like the regular Avengers universe. Yes, it's like hell yeah,
it's about time. And
yeah,
they put him
characters.
on, and like he died in Siege, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that dude got torn apart.
Right. So I mean, like he is a god, so
I can see
he
him
should be coming back.
Yeah, I think Remender's the one that's kind of.
And I think you're probably gonna get Hercules back in a big way too at some point.
Well, he hasn't been dead that long.
Yeah.
I mean, he floundered for like Greg Pak had him under his belt for a really long time.
Yeah, and
they
then
did a great job with him, but kind of fell apart.
But after that, it kind of fell apart. You know? And you also, he may show up in you never know. He may show up in
Infinity.
Savage Wolverine.
That's true. Well, Cho is leaving that book. That's it. The book is over.
Well, they're switching creative.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
But Amadeus Cho is still
a grown man.
He's a grown man now, and he's in the book. Did you check out Thanos Rising this week?
I didn't. We're gonna totally screw this up this week.
Yeah.
Here's exactly what I read.
Okay.
I read Superior Spidey, which is very good. I read Daredevil and the Days, which is fantastic.
Read half of it.
Yeah, how'd you finish that?
I got tired. I got sleepy.
I already totally picked up. They tell you who Matt Pone is.
Really?
Yeah.
I got sleepy.
So good. Something else was really good too. The Iron Man number 11 was fantastic.
Yeah.
They give you a big reveal about what happened to Tony before he was
he's his own dad.
Born. He's his own grandpa.
I also didn't read that. I read Thanos Rising. I read Age of Ultron.
I read Avengers.
Didn't read Avengers.
Avengers Arena.
Kick-Ass 3 number 1.
I told you to bring that. Did you bring it with you?
No, I forgot. I'm sorry. It was good.
I'll find it.
They went in a very. I'm not going to give anything away.
You can tell me. I'm not bothered by that.
Okay. For the audience, they went in a really kind of sad direction with him. Yeah, because this story takes place like after like the Hit Girl stuff. So it starts out with her in prison, right? And she's like, she gives him like $2 million and a set of instructions saying like, look, like train your guys and bust me out of this high security prison, right? So he doesn't, and they're about to, and then like some security guy shines a flashlight on him, and he's like, all right, we should go. Let's not worry about this. Hit Girl.
Okay.
So like him and like the other heroes are supposed to like bust her out.
Right.
And he's like, well, maybe some other time. And then months and months and months pass by, and like, he's in like college at this point, and he's just like talking about that stuff.
Like that part of his life is over for the most part.
Not really, because he's like, oh, it's so great to put on this costume Mondays, Wednesdays, and every other Sunday. Mondays, Thursdays, and every other Sunday. And it's like he's like posing by his dad's grave, and like his buddy's taking pictures of him, like so like to catch him brooding. And it's like kind of like a sad Kick-Ass, like he left.
How's it end up?
He left Hit Girl. He's still patrolling and doing weird things. It ends up with him walking into an alleyway full of like gangbangers, and they have like a gun on him.
And that's it.
Okay. But it's like you got that. You kind of in this book, it's like he's kind of growing up and like he's kind of becoming a turd.
Yeah.
He's not like passionate about.
Oh, so he's becoming a dick.
Yeah. He's just kind of like being really lax about stuff. Like there's a scene in it where it's like apparently like he's been busting up like the same like coffee shop or like pool house, whatever. And they're like, oh, why did you cut the wires again? Like, I have to restart the generator every time. He's like, I have questions for somebody. And one of the guys is like, if we just tell you, would you like leave us alone? and like one of the thugs is like, they're in this apartment, like go find them. And he's like, all right, thanks. So it's kind of like he's like half-assing his Kick-Ass thing.
I'm interested to see how they wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
Maybe Hitler Girl dying because of all this stuff.
Just say Hitler Girl.
Hitler Girl. Hitler Girl. That'd be great.
I think he's gonna die. I think he's gonna bite it.
Yeah.
At some point. Yeah.
It's an incredibly violent story.
It's a really violent story, but I think he's gonna bite it at some point. And I watched a bit of Kick-Ass the movie the other day. It was on TV, and I really hate the way Nick Cage plays.
Totally.
Because
he's good though. He's not. It's like one of the better Nick Cage things though.
But I think he could have avoided playing the character as Adam West.
Oh yeah.
You know, like with the
comic
same,
version was so much better.
Yeah, with the same stutter and the same like delivery that Adam West Batman had, and the chin thing. It's like it's so dopey. You know, the movie was a little dopier than
the whole movie's dopey. It has that Canada feel to it.
Yeah,
it's like so Canadian, where it's like not even close to being New York.
But I did like the end where he shows up in the jetpack.
Yeah, no, I think it's a fun movie. I just don't think it's fantastic.
Yeah, well, I mean, like they're dropping like apparently like everybody's in the next one.
Yep,
it's like
and he ends up hooking up with It Girl.
Right, because she's
older. She's like a young teenage girl, and he's jacked in the next movie too.
Yeah,
He's really big.
Yeah, so they like flash forward it a little bit, but like Jim Carrey's in it, which is an interesting thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
And he looks just like the character he's playing. I forgot it was like the Colonel.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see that dog get beheaded.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that in the movie. And Astro City was awesome this week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to read. I honestly I had 5 minutes to read it.
Yeah,
and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I know it's gonna be a good read.
It was probably the longest comic I've read in a very long time.
That's kind of the reason why I've been saving it till tonight
for the weekend.
It's gonna be like a good read. There's a bunch of stuff that came out this week that I didn't read yet.
Yeah, it was a pretty heavy week. You had Green Arrow this week. You had,
I really want you to read Iron Man. That was it's such a cool reveal.
Yeah,
it's really a fun reveal.
I'll check that out when I get home. You had Iron Man. You had Superior Spidey. You had Avengers. There was I think some BPRD stuff came out this week.
If so, I think I didn't grab that yet. There was something that was very good too.
And I missed reading All New X-Men also.
I missed that last night. I fell asleep. I'm really tired, man.
Yeah, I know. It's been a
long week.
Change of seasons, bro. But I think we're also getting Superman Unchained coming out.
Yeah,
this month, maybe next week.
I could care less.
Tonight, really? You're not going to give it a chance?
No, I'm going to give it a chance. I just could care less. I really don't. I really think the Jim Lee thing is going to overpower the Scott Snyder thing.
Okay, meaning?
I mean that it's going to be another incomprehensible Ord crap that he did with Azarello again.
You're afraid it's going to go that route? Where
Absolutely.
It's just like because Jim Lee takes it in such a weird direction.
Yeah, because number one, I have a feeling it's going to be a Zod storyline.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be, because it's definitely, this is the book that they're banking the movie on, kind of, because the other Superman books are terrible. I think it's going to be very much a bunch of like Damonite looking Kryptonian armor and like a lot of like bullshit standing around. Garbage.
Yeah.
I know. Awful. I really am not looking forward to that book. But I hope it's great. Prove me wrong. But I think Jim Lee, after 6 issues will be gone and back to his cave, and people are like, "Oh, he's so good," and then complain about it a month later.
He crosses that line, which I always want to mention on the show. Is like Jim Lee crosses that line of like, listen, like, you're definitely one of the all-time greats, right?
Yeah,
right. But there's like a caveat to that of, I'm not knocking your career or anything.
I am,
but give me a little more.
He mails it in all the time, man. Yeah. I think there's a lot of like old X-Men stuff that was really, he was a bit more top of his game than he was with the stuff that he's releasing. So like I think the Superman stuff is like such a sloppy piece of garbage.
The Azarello stuff.
Yeah, I think the
his
Hush looks alright. Like it looks okay.
Yeah,
it doesn't do it for me.
You know what it is? Like my problem with like the Jim Lee stuff is, again, that's not a personal knock against the guy. It's just my personal interpretation of his work. I don't know what he does to get into it. I'm sure he's a busy dude, but you always get your first 3 issues, which look beautiful, and then your 4th issue, which kind of looks weird, and then your 5th issue that its poses taken from like Wildcats 1.
No, totally. Know? He's got about 6 poses. He's got the Batman Superman thing that he does.
Yeah.
Which is also what Spartan used to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the big guy thing, Yeah, he's
Right.
got like I feel he's constantly recreating like all his poses were on the cover of X-Men #1,
Right.
and he's just slowly working around those
Yeah.
and just like hopping over them.
However, All-Star Batman and Robin #1, it was beautiful.
Yeah, you think so?
That was probably like the best thing he did for DC.
nothing happened in that book.
You know? No,
Like
but it looked
in
good.
the first issue, I don't think so. The first issue, nothing happened.
Mhm. Yeah, no.
That was the
goddamn
the goddamn Batman. He drove around in his car, and that was it.
Mhm.
That book, I still can't believe that book came out and never finished.
Yeah.
Like that is one of the huge.
Believe it, man.
I will believe that.
Believe
I will
that.
believe that. That book is so bad.
That's going to be on our next week's Belee Dat.
Remember how long it was between I think 8 and 9? It was like a year and a half.
Yeah, you had
And people would
stretches,
constantly ask us for it because we had the weird Batman guys we had to take care of.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
Where's that Batman? And then they revealed the Joker storyline. He had a dragon tattoo on his back.
Ridiculous.
Frank Miller, everybody. Frank Miller.
Well, because that was supposed to be Dark Knight World Batman.
Oh yeah,
Kinda.
Yeah, but it was like all right. So this there's Dark Knight Returns,
Right.
and there's Dark Knight Strikes Again, which he thinks is the way that Batman should be written. And Dark Knight
Right.
Strikes Again is awful
Right.
Batman.
Yeah.
Like that's bad. That's not good for us.
Yeah. All right. That's again, he's another guy that's, and I think we've definitely talked about this in the early episodes of the show where Frank Miller's stuff was amazing at one point.
Absolutely.
And then
He was one of the guys that got me into adult comics.
yeah, all the Sin Cities are great. Batman Dark Knight Returns is arguably one of the greatest graphic novels of all time.
That was the first real Frank Miller stuff that I got into.
Right.
Like, I read that. I remember buying it in a bookstore that was in Macy's in Manhasset.
Mhm.
And it was, I've never read anything like that. I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
It was really adult. Like, there's
It was
boobs in
super
it.
adult,
There was
yeah.
boobs. There was a weird Joker. All that stuff.
Weird Superman who looked like Ronald Reagan.
Everything was great about it, though.
You had, and that was like a good dose of political commentary for the time.
Absolutely.
It
It
was
was a
very,
heavy dose of it.
but it was very subtle, and it was very yet in your face at the same time.
It was very in your face.
But there was nuances that are kind of cool. You could have pushed it a little more, but you didn't. You know. And then you had obviously Daredevil and
300, Sin City,
Sin City, the Batman Year One,
Ronin.
right, Ronin, and you so many great books and such cool stuff, and then all of a sudden you disappear for a bit, and
Crapped out.
I gotta read Dark Knight Strikes Back,
Yeah.
and I'm one of those fans that really I'll reserve judgment until I read everything, and then just read the whole thing. I read them individual and then the whole thing at once, and I was like, nah.
So terrible. Immediately I knew it. Actually, it sunk in, I think, on the second issue. Because I really wanted it to be good. I was exciting that the sequel came out. And then you saw this weird skinny Batman with big hands.
Yeah.
And the weird Lex Luthor thing that they had and Green Lantern. It was just really, it was poorly drawn.
Yeah.
And he went for a really minimalist, Sin City look for it, where you didn't really want that. You wanted that really gritty,
You want a Dark Knight Returns.
visceral looking dude. Batman looked crazy in Dark Knight. He looked like, I don't know what you're doing. There was that dark, when he was in Dark Knight, where he's wearing the blue suit and that famous shot of him coming out of the mud.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the way I want him to be drawing.
Right.
But we're not gonna get that.
Not that.
Green Lantern. The beginning of the new guard.
So
Green Lantern, the number 21 came out. This is the issue that is post Jeff Johns.
Right. I'm holding back judgment on this one.
Come on.
Because it's
Tell me what you told me off air.
it's a new writer. It's a new writer, and it's a pretty big big shoes to fill, right?
Yeah.
But not so much. It's kind of a filler issue. It's a little weird.
You know what it felt like for me?
What?
It really felt like a new 52 book at this time.
Okay.
It had it's more of the same for the most part, but this introduction of this new bad guy that's destroyed the battery.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been there before.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a corpse book in Green Lantern.
Okay.
I don't care about Hal Jordan running the thing. I think the most interesting thing is the new Guardians, the ones that were trapped in the battery.
Yeah, they're all cool and emotional dudes.
Yeah, I kind of liked it. They're kind of dumb and whatever. And with their hands off, all right, do your thing.
Yeah.
I don't like the art. I think it's kind of half-assed.
It's Billy Tan though, man. Billy Tan
does not look that great though. Yeah. It looks very
it's very DC.
empty. Yeah, it looks very DC. That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah.
DC has that weirdo house style now where it just everything looks like it's taken about a couple weeks to draw, which may be true.
Never know.
I did not like it. Would not bang.
Okay. It's on your no bang list. Green Lantern 21? No.
3 out of 10 would not bang.
Really? 3 out of 10. All right. Okay. I'll give it like a 4.
A 4?
Yeah.
That's a generous 4.
I'll give it a 4.
I'll give it a 2 then.
Okay. You give it a 2?
I'll give it a 2.
I'll give it a 4 because...
Definitely would not bang.
Because, again, this is like a first venture. Big shoes to fill. You know, this is like your kind of launch.
They're fighting a new villain named Relic who can steal people's Green Lantern rings. Yeah, he turns off your Green Lantern rings.
That's what...
I really love the thing that Jeff Johns made where he would do those later in this year in like Green Lantern or whatever.
Yeah.
And it would show you like a bunch of really cool stuff. They had that one page in the back of the book where it's like, look towards the future, and it shows like a bunch of bullshit that you can care less about.
Yeah.
It was like, the new bad guy is another like bad female, and then it's like a stone wall full of faces.
What would you do if it was Kingdom Come Superman?
Fantastic.
Redeemed it.
I think Kingdom Come Superman's surprise is always really cool. That's a bad dude.
I'll give you a what if scenario a la Matt Men. What DC
Kevin Nash. Am I right?
Bob Bowie.
what DC book would you? Could that be the GFQ Bob Bowie?
Kevin Nash.
Yeah,
yeah.
Just like
no, Big Daddy Cool.
Big Daddy Cool. Big Daddy Cool. Big Daddy Cool.
Diesel.
There's people running into his shows like Big Daddy Cool. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna wait outside for 15 minutes and then
I'm gonna start calling the show.
Burst.
Well, we did have a very Kevin Nash Christmas special here. I think that's when we discovered my love for Kevin Nash.
That's true. We brought it out here.
Give me my doomsday scenario.
Your what DC book would you throw in? Kingdom Come Superman.
Garbage. Which book would I throw?
Just like the reveal would be like, oh crap, Kingdom Come Superman.
What do we got? Well, are you thinking of
any book?
No, we have to think about two things. Do you think it would be cool, or a book would actually completely benefit and kind of raise it up?
Raise it up.
Shoot, Hawkman. No.
What are you doing here?
I think probably the Justice League of America, the other book, the David Finch thing. I think because you have John's doing it. He did before in JSA. Yeah, well, that's kind of cliche that he'd do it twice.
Yeah.
Give him a Red Lantern ring in the Red Lantern book.
I kind of like that.
He would be an awesome Red Lantern.
I like that.
I just think of the like a red costumed Superman.
That would be
the
phenomenal.
black. It would be cool.
Very angry.
He would be good in the Phantom Stranger. He would be
my dad.
There's so much garbage out there. Did you read that Phantom Stranger? I picked it up just because it got rebranded.
Did it?
To Trinity of Sin.
No.
Wow, what a piece of garbage it is. And it's really like he's trying to make it into a Sandman book.
Okay.
Where almost the whole book took place in hell. He gets crucified at one point. He carries lost souls on his back.
Well, he's Judas now.
Yeah. He's got but they're really focusing on the Jewish thing as opposed from like him being the benevolent like spirit that travels DC. He's got family and stuff like that.
And he has the 30 pieces of silver.
Absolutely. So when he takes off his crap, he has the 30 pieces of silver. And the Spectre's in it as like the boatman of hell.
Okay.
Of Charon. And it's the end of deal already in this book. And now it's a Trinity of Sin to get us ready for the Trinity War.
Okay. I saw a promo for the Trinity War. Not excited.
Oh no, it's just JLA versus JLA with like the question is a bad guy.
It's the 3 JLA teams, right? It's just the Dark America and just regular Justice League.
They let the cat out of the bag that Captain America, that Catwoman's not dead.
What?
That she's gonna be a big part of this thing.
Okay.
They also announced something else about it too. Oh, J.H. Williams III was really bitching about DC too this week.
Yeah.
About how he's not. Oh, Villains Month was announced this week.
Okay.
So in September, it's going to be every single book. There's going to be no superheroes in the DC universe for the course of a month after the Trinity War, and everything will be a villain book. So you like a Lex Luthor book and stuff like that. So Jason Williams III is very upset that he didn't get a chance to use Killer Croc, and that he'll never be able to finish his story the way that he wants. So more than like he's leaving Batwoman.
Wow, my God, that's awful.
Yeah, he's really he was very disgusted by it. But he said, I will never get to do this ever, this storyline ever. So what I take it as is that maybe they're doing a relaunch, hopefully soon.
All right.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Also, all the news is coming to me now. Superior Spider-Man versus Spider-Man 2099.
Sweet.
Next
I want
storyline in September. Keep it down back there, kid.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want the Ox Spidey versus the
Well,
Spanish kid.
the story is being rumored that it's Spider-Man 2099 travels through our time because he knows that this guy is Dr. Octopus and he's trying to stop this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good wrap up.
And it's cool too because remember when they were speculating what Superior Spider-Man really was before they announced it was Otto? There was a tweet that Bendis tweeted by accident apparently to whoever draws it now that he was like said something about Miguel's eyes. So a lot of people were speculating that Superior Spider-Man was actually going to be Miguel.
Yeah.
Spanito. Miguel O'Hara. Dominican Irishman.
Mm-hmm. And they both have like the claw feet.
Yes, they both have. They both have the claws.
I can't wait for that. That's gonna be good. But I want that DC Universe fixed, man. How would you fix it at this point? Give me any scenario to fix it. Give me one.
I loved yours. My favorite one is the Wally West Reverse Flash thing.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is, like I feel like Flashpoint ended with the bad guys winning, and then this stuff happening. I would just make this into a weirdo alternate reality. Make this into one big Elseworlds.
Okay.
I mean, you have to I just want to go back to the way it was. I just want what we had before.
Kinda. You want the continuity.
I just want, but no, I'm fine with it going back to what it was before. I want like this to have never happened.
And you want the numbering back.
I want everything. I cannot still fathom that we had Detective Comics number 900 and we did not have a Detective Comics number 900.
Right. Yeah.
That's insane to me.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to drive you insane.
I think so. I think that's DC is an exercise in driving Jonathan insane.
Mm-hmm. They're against you.
They are.
They covered for you.
They're talking to me through dogs. The radio's yelling at me.
I hope it's something good, and we talk about this every friggin' week, man. Like, it's gotta be
because it's really getting worse and worse.
Because if Flashpoint, the thing with Flashpoint is that it wasn't that great.
It was awful.
And
we had maybe one or two good storylines out of it.
The Batman
stuff.
Yeah.
Something else.
That's it. Yeah. And I think the Flash stuff wasn't bad.
The Flash stuff wasn't bad, and I kind of like the Gene Ha weirdo Superman storyline they did.
Yes. Yeah.
With the guy in the hole.
Yeah. But to do you have to kind of work it in at this point because it's the ship is almost sunk. You definitely need the good crew to come in there and patch it up and get it right again. But you can't do a hard relaunch again.
No, I just want I want all the Green Lantern stuff to happen, all the Batman stuff to happen, and just forget about everything else. Just go back to where they were.
Yeah, I would do a maxi event. But the reveal is that you're getting with the teams, right? Mm-hmm. But your reveal is that they do this giant story and they're actually headed toward the 52 Earth. The new 52.
I'm cool with that.
You know what I mean?
And they tear off their Mandarin collars.
And they're all they all kind of look the same, just to infiltrate or whatever. But that's the reveal where it's are you ready for the Superman? And he's like,
are you ready for the Superman? You know what I realized was I even hate worse about the new costume aside from the robot armor and the Mandarin collars. The Superman thing with had a lip come off the sleeve comes over his back of his hand.
Yeah,
it's really awkward.
It's a little irritating
because I was looking at the Superman on chain cover and it's Jim Lee drawing Superman breaking a chain and you see these little tiny hands with the little cuffs on them.
You know what I like about the new the movie Superman suit?
It looks awesome.
They kept the boots, which is phenomenal.
They kept the boots. They got rid of the underwear, but he looks incredible in that suit. It's a nice color of blue.
Yeah,
I like the symbol.
It looks like a flight suit.
Yeah. The dude is jacked up. He looks like Superman.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be a very good Superman.
I think so too.
I don't think he's gonna wink.
Let's hope he
quiet. We gotta have a gentleman's bet on the winking thing. Rich believes that at one point he's gonna do the Christopher Reeve wink in the camera and fly around the world. I say
or
no.
Just do that.
I say no chance in hell.
What do you think, Andrew?
Yes. Thank you.
You're gonna get the wink. You're gonna get the eagle flying to his arm.
That I'd like to see actually.
He's gonna hold a trident.
I want to fly into a mountain and then plant the American flag, put his arm out, eagle lands, and then he zaps the eagle with his eyes.
But when they pull back, he's actually
on a pile of skulls.
He's mounted on a cannon on a gunship, and Batman and Robin are next to him, like that cover of.
Playing like that on the battleship. Buy war bonds, bro.
Yeah. All right. This has been another episode of Behind the Counter. I'm Rich Stambolian.
Vote Nixon.
Later.